Hi everyone, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential and I'm here today to share a really exciting addition to the Sew Essential website, in my opinion, which is the introduction of the named clothing patterns. So these are patterns that are designed and made in Finland, and I've had my eye on them for years. They're really popular in the online sewing community and I've always wanted to have a go at making some of those popular designs. They're super contemporary, modern, with some really lovely design details, quite unique and original I think as well. So I'm super excited that we're now stocking them, everybody, so watch this space because I'm sure I'll be making some of them. You can find links to everything I mentioned below. I've picked out a few of my favourite patterns today and paired them with dressmaking fabrics that I think would work well to give you lots of inspiration, so there'll be links to all of that below. It's all available on our website, but you'll also see the full range on our website as well. I couldn't include all of the designs today, so I've just picked out some of my favourites, but I'm so excited to show them to you. If you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, because every Friday I bring you a video packed full of sewing goodness. And if you can't wait a whole week, do jump on and check out our other social channels: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. We're there on all of them, sharing, updating, giving you lots of sewing inspo. So let's get started with the first pattern, which is the Kielo wrap dress and jumpsuit. So this is super duper popular in the sewing community because I think it's a really easy make. It's a very simple outline for the bodice, and the magic of it is that it's sort of like quite a big silhouette. It fits round the top part of the bodice there, and then the lines go out and taper back in, and it's sort of like a maxi length dress or a jumpsuit. But then the magic happens when you attach waist ties to the bits that come out at the waist, and you use that to wrap it around yourself and cinch it in at the waist. So really sort of easy fit, easy design to fit, because you know all the fit is in the waist, and yeah, it just creates this beautiful silhouette, very figure hugging, but you know you can tailor it to your own body quite easily. So I can see why so many people rave about it and why pretty much everyone I know has got one of these apart from me. I'll just run through the sizes with you. So they run from a 4 to a 28. So the 4 is a 29 and 7/8 bust, so nearly 30 bust, 23 and 5/8 waist, and a 33 and an 1/8 hip. And then the 28 is a 52 and 3/4 bust, 46 and a half waist, and 55 and 7/8 hip. So you've just got an idea of those. But yeah, you can sew this pattern as well with or without sleeves. As I say, there's the jumpsuit option and the maxi dress option. The maxi dress option's got a V at the back as well, so that allows you movement more easily. But yeah, I've just seen so many people make these and love them and wear them again and again. I think you've got the option, the neck dress has got a neckband, and the armholes of the sleeveless dress are finished with a bias binding. And there's a button closure at the back of the jumpsuit, and the neckline on the jumpsuit is finished with a facing. But again, you're probably going to be able to mix and match some of those elements if you want to. It's for knit fabrics, and it suggests fabrics that are drapey but sturdy, that stretches about 30 to 50%. Make sure your jersey isn't too stretchy and heavy, because it can lose its shape and change the proportions of the garment. So I thought this scuba fabric that we've got would be ideal because it has got good drape and movement, but it is also relatively, and it's got good stretch, but it's got good recovery, and it's sort of relatively stable. And that floral design I just think would look great in the wrap dress version. It's got a lovely silky soft handle as well, so everything about this dress or jumpsuit would be super comfortable yet super stylish, and that's always a win-win situation in my book. Love a bit of comfort but don't want to compromise on style if I can help it. So that's my first pattern that I chose. The next one is the Talviki sweater, which runs from an extra small to an extra extra large. So the extra small runs from a 29 and an 1/8 bust, 22 and 7/8 waist, and a 32 and a 1/4 hip. and the XXL is a 51 5/8 bust, 45 1/4 waist, and 54 3/4 hip. So it's a lovely pullover sweater design, which is obviously incredibly useful to have in our wardrobes in winter time especially, and in the UK, to be honest, spring, summer, autumn and winter. We always like to reach for those sweatshirts at some point, I'm sure. We don't have the luxury of relying on beautifully hot weather all summer here, so I very often find that, yeah, just as a layer, if I don't need a coat or a jacket, I might just chuck on a sweatshirt. So super useful, something I would use over and over again. It's got a nice loose fit, drop shoulders, but then it's got this really elegant funnel neck shaped with darts, and there's some deep vents at the side and a longer hem at the back. So, you know, classic sweatshirt pattern with a twist, with lots of nice little design details. So the fabric I chose for this is our gorgeous fleece-backed sweatshirt fabric, which comes in a range of colours. It does suggest sweatshirt fabrics. This teal colour I thought would work really well, or again you could go for like a neoprene or a scuba or something like that. This sweatshirt fabric hasn't got the 40% stretch, I don't think. It hasn't quite got that in it, but looking at the pattern, it does suggest a fabric with 40% stretch, but it is quite a loose fit, so I'm not entirely sure why you would need all that stretch. I think it's probably so that you're able to, so that the neck fits, but you know, I think this one would probably be okay. I would have a go with this fabric and be quite confident that it would work out. If you were really concerned though, you could go for something stretchier like an neoprene or a scuba, as I mentioned. But I'm pretty sure that one would work out okay. The sweatshirt fabric is suggested on the pattern as well. The next one I want to share with you is the Olivia wrap dress. So again, you know, real classic design of wrap dress, but with some lovely contemporary modern twists on it. Style and comfort combined again. So this is another pattern for knits. It's got a facing around the neckline, which I always think on wrap dresses and knit wrap dresses particularly works really well to make sure that you don't end up with a gaping neckline and you've got good coverage. I made a new look pattern fairly recently in a jersey fabric with a facing, and it just worked brilliantly. So I like that feature. The skirt is a tulip shape, which is nice and modern and contemporary again, with pleats at the front waist to give you a little bit of ease there. So another nice feature, ticking that comfort box again. And then there's pockets sewn into the side seams. So we all know, most of us love a dress with pockets, and the elastic waist is tied around with a wide belt. So you've got lots of comfortable elements to this pattern, but it does look very chic and stylish as well. Again, on this one, it's a lightweight or medium weight drapey jersey. We recommend using a high quality, slightly firm jersey that holds its shape well. You need to use interfacing with the two knit patterns I've mentioned as well, and they say you need to use stretch interfacing, so don't forget we've got all of that on our site as well. I'll try and remember to put a link to that below. But again, I thought a scuba would work really well for that pattern because it's got the drape and the movement that they suggest, but it's also fairly stable but got that stretch as well, so it really, and good recovery as well, so it really does tick all the boxes for that Olivia dress. And I thought this lovely animal print design would look really chic made up is that wrap dress. It's got long sleeves on the wrap dress as well, I should have mentioned that. The next pattern is the Inari dress and crop tee, and again this is one that I've seen millions, okay maybe that's an exaggeration, but feels like pretty much everybody on Instagram has made some sort of version of this. Again, it's another knit pattern, and it's just a nice simple contemporary design that I think would work well and be worn lots and lots if I made it. So there's a simple sort of straight loose fit tunic dress. It's got a lovely high-low hem, and at the front the side seams sort of curve in, so and then you've got like a little slit at the side, so it sort of really shows off that high-low hem, and it's just a nice interesting little feature. I think the neck is finished with a facing. Let's just have a look. Oh, you've got the option for a neckband or a facing, and you can swap between the two, between the dress or the t-shirt, so whichever one you want to go for. For beginners, the facing's probably a little bit easier, and then you might want to have a go at a neckband afterwards, so you can kind of grow with this pattern and develop your skills, which is always nice. The dress has got the short sleeves and then a little turn up just to give it that casual sort of sporty look, and then the t-shirt is a long sleeve cropped t-shirt with a neckband. But again, you could mix and match some of those elements. You could do a short sleeve with the t-shirt if you wanted to. You could do a facing instead of the neckband, so you can mix it up. It runs from a 4 to a 28, so I've already run through those sizes, and it says to use a medium or heavyweight knit fabric with a good amount of stretch, 30 to 50% stretch, so sweatshirting, ponte, tracksuit fabric or similar. Again, I went for another scuba. I've gone a bit mad on the scuba today, but to be honest, I sorted out my wardrobe at the weekend and I found a scuba skirt in there that I'd made years ago now, like several years ago, and I'd totally forgotten I got it. I haven't had it in my wardrobe since last winter, and I wore it to work yesterday, and I just remembered why I love it so much, because it is just so comfortable, it's warm, it's stood the test of time, it still looks really lovely. Yeah, just a really nice piece of clothing to have in my wardrobe for the winter, so it's kind of reminded me of how lovely scuba is to sew with and to wear. So I chose this John Caldor royal blue scuba fabric, which I thought would make up really nicely into that crop long sleeve tee. I've got like a little Jarly pull on pencil skirt sort of thing, which is like a dog tooth fabric, which is black and sort of like a royal blue, and I always wear a black polo neck with it, but then feel, you know me, I like a bit of colour. I always feel a bit too toned down in that, so I thought, oh, I could make the Inari crop tee in this royal blue, and just pick out the blue in the skirt and just make that outfit a little bit brighter. So hopefully I'll get round to that. You never know, guys, because there's always so many things on my to sew list. And the next pattern I want to share with you, this is another one that I've seen lots of people make. So this is for woven fabrics. It's a Helmi trench blouse and tunic dress. So I think what they've done with this is, for the blouse, they've taken some of the classic elements of a trench coat and applied them to the blouse, which is a really lovely twist on a blouse pattern, and I don't think I've seen it done before. I didn't know about the blouse pattern. I think I've probably seen lots of people make the tunic dress, but I love some of the design elements on it. So it's got the cape that you get on a trench coat, so it's got a little piece that comes down either side at the front, and then overhangs at the back where sort of a yoke, it's a bit longer than a yoke would be, but it sort of hangs over, and then there's a piece of fabric underneath, if you know what I mean. So it's a separate layer of fabric that comes down at the front over the blouse and then hangs down at the back over the blouse down to sort of midway down your back. So what a fun, interesting little feature that is. It's got a simple collar on the blouse, with a sort of curved edge, which is nice. It's got a covered button placket, so the buttons are hidden behind the placket, and then it's got a high-low hem and little slits at the side, so nice interesting little details there. And then the sleeves look like they're gathered at the hem, but then they've got the little trench coat belts round them, so just really cute, interesting, clever, you know, ideas I think for this blouse. And then the tunic dress is more of a simple design, so it's just a simple tunic with bust darts, and then a relatively sort of straight skirt that comes into a curved hem at the bottom, which is high-low again, so it's higher at the front than at the back. It's got sleeves that come down just past your elbows and a simple stand-up collar, quite a loose fit. So I think the dress I would probably wear more sort of spring, summertime, autumn maybe. You could layer it up for winter, but the thing I wanted to focus on for now was the blouse. I just think what lovely, interesting details. Patterns like this, I just want to get in and have a look at the instructions and see, well, how does the construction work for that? I think it would be really fun to sew, and you probably learn lots of new techniques as well. So this is suitable for light or medium weight shirtings. You can go for drapey fabrics like rayon or crepe, or you can go a bit sturdier with linens. And you do have to use a lining fabric to line the cape apparently. So yeah, really super interesting construction. And the fabric I thought the blouse would look great made up in is this gorgeous viscose fabric, which is just, I love the colour, so bold and bright, lovely sort of jade green with these little black almost pebbles on. And I've seen people make dresses in this as well, and it looks beautiful as a dress as well. But yeah, I just thought, oh, I can just imagine that blouse made up in this, worn with black skinny jeans and black biker boots. Oh, I think that would just look lovely. I just haven't got enough time to make all these things. I wish I did. But hopefully you guys will get to make them, and that makes me happy as well. So finally, the last one I picked out was the Rita shirt dress. Another one for woven fabrics. Runs from a 4 to a 28 again. Again, super contemporary. It's a shirt dress pattern. It's got bust darts, it's got a yoke, it's got an open collar, a shirt collar. It's got breast pockets, and it's also got an elasticated waist that you can use a drawstring with. So it's a loose fitting shirt dress, but then you've got this drawstring. Oh no, sorry, the waist is just gathered with a cord. It's not elasticated, sorry, it's gathered with a cord. So you can cinch it in at the waist, but it starts off as a loose fit. And then it's got turn-ups on the t-shirt sleeves, and it's got deep vents on the midi length hem. So there at the side, yeah, you've got these lovely deep vents either side on that midi length hem. It's buttoned down, just ticking all the boxes for me really. I just think what a beautiful dress. I think I would wear that all the time in the summer. And the fabric I chose was this gorgeous viscose Riccardi fabric in this sort of retro print. I just absolutely love this. I chose this one. I just think it's so pretty, and I think it would work brilliantly made up as that dress. So yeah, it is a viscose Riccardi, so it's 100% viscose, but it's like it's a decent weight. It almost feels, it's got a fairly soft handle, but it almost feels like the sort of weight of like a cotton poplin. So I think it would work really well for that shirt dress, as I've said, and I just love the colours, and I just think, yep, I'd get loads of wear out of that in the summer with my favourite sandals. So I hope you've enjoyed that as much as I have. As I mentioned at the start of the video, there are lots of other name clothing patterns on the website. We've got the full range on the paper patterns, so do check those out. I'll pop links to everything below. And if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.